For 3 decades, China has been the workshop of the world, but with rising labor costs on the Chinese mainland, what are the implications? And particularly, what are the implications for the international supply chain? Well, Pansy Yau, Deputy Director for Research at the HKTDC, has been studying this subject. And Pansy, the obvious place to start, I guess, is what is the share that the Chinese mainland has with major markets, the United States and Europe?
Absolute amount of China's export to these markets actually continue to rise. But in terms of share, we find the shares drop a little bit in year 2011. A major reasons we believe is the share of the labor-intensive or some price-sensitive products like clothes and shoes that some of these buyers, they shift their sourcing from China to other low-cost countries.
So what is the strategy that suppliers undertake when they look at their supply chain?
Well, in optimizing the supply chain, the buyers will look at the total landed cost when they try to source overseas. That is from manufacturing, transport and logistics, and investment in inventories. All these relevant costs in the supply chain from end to end, they try to lower them. Especially for those involve large labor cost content in the manufacturing costs. As labor wage in China increase, some buyers try to shift their orders from China to other low-cost countries. But some manufacturers, after they shifted, they find actually the wages increase in Indonesia, Vietnam, or some other countries actually rise very quickly after a lot of investment go there. So the same dynamics actually take place.
So Pansy, this must put Hong Kong manufacturers and suppliers in a huge quandary. Do they choose the Chinese mainland or another market?
Yes, especially for Hong Kong companies, they produce on the OEM basis for foreign companies. If the foreign buyers try to lower their production costs, they will ask them to move the production to other places as well. But indeed, many of Hong Kong companies find because the industry clusters in China is much more developed. So in terms of the total landed cost, they will save a lot in the transportation, logistics, and investment inventories because of the very well-developed industry clusters there. They can source all the parts and components and other supporting services in China very nearby, so that they don't have to invest a lot in the inventories. And the overall efficiency is very high. So many of them just keep the production in China, but at the same time try to use machines more and try to produce more high value-added products.
So does your research tell you that China is going to be the place to be for the next 10 years?
Well, in the medium term, we find that because of that, what I said is the well-developed cluster in China. For those products which are very dynamic, which the buyers need to respond to the market quickly because of the efficiency and the productivities, as well as the scalability in China. China is still a major production base for many of these products, especially for high-end products or dynamic products like electronics, telecom products, these type of things. Actually, we find China's the share increase continuously in the past few years in the world export share.